Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet you all according to your time and location in which you'll be meeting this particular video. Yes, my wonderful viewers, I am back again with another update. So guys, I have a video here I would like we all to watch. But before then, if you're meeting my channel for the very first time, you're highly welcome. Please kindly do well to like, share and subscribe. Leave your thought on the comment section on this video and let us know what you think about this video, and I will see you towards the end.
The issues that you raise in your open letter, you have blown whistle, and those who have called you the activist in the APC NWC, and now a lot of issues that you have raised. You have talked about the Adamu led APC and the Omishore collabo, which you criticize that they bowed out of the office. Now, Governor Ganduje is now at the helm of affairs, but you have fundamental issues about his emergence and the issues that have trailed when he was a governor, and now you've raised issue also about President Tinubu's policies. But because of national interest, let's deal with that first and foremost. Inflation gotten to 24% today, and also we understand now that there's a contention and speculation about a possibility of a rise or increase in the pump price of petrol, and the presidency has said, no, we are not planning to do that. But you have warned that the president needs to be careful about his policy decisions. What are your greatest fears about the policy decisions of President Tinubu?
Okay, well, first, thank you very much, Sheun. Let me start by clarifying. Until I think July 26, I was National Vice Chairman, Northwest of the APC. I have resigned since July 26. So that clarification needs to be made. The second issue is to say I raise all these issues because I'm a loyal party member, and I believe very strongly that we have what it takes as a party, and I believe President Asuwaju come very ready and very competent to manage the affairs of the country. I try to raise all these issues so that from the beginning we really get it right, and all other issues that may create any problem in the process of leadership between now and 2027 can be addressed. Having said all of that, I read the issue of disturbing, what I call disturbing signals, largely because I believe the first 2 weeks of the assumption of office of President Asuwaju, he started very well. And his approval rating went very high. Everybody, all of us became very confident that he was really tackling the issues in the way they should be tackled. Unfortunately, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line, to this period, we have a drop in the tempo and the momentum with which issues are being handled. And I think we need to return back to that tempo of the first 2 weeks of the administration. Now, some of the issues is about really availing the government the opportunity of access by party leaders so that they can help make input. Things are now, I think the government is increasingly becoming isolated, and isolated decisions are being made. And I think these are some of the major challenge. All the issues you raise about inflation, increase in prices of petroleum products, it's because it will appear that we have taken isolated decision. And that if you go back during the campaign, we campaigned based on the agenda Renew Hope. And it was clear, it was a comprehensive integrated plan. And I think that is where we need to go back and roll out all these things. So I think if we're able to achieve that, we'll return return back, President Aswaju will return back to that tempo, and the approval rating will begin to go up, and all the issues will begin to be clarified. At the moment, because isolated decisions have been taken, life is becoming very hard, really. As you said, inflation is going up. A lot of things are just not right, and we need to bring this to the attention to the president so that he will really do something to correct it.
You said in that the portion, of course, I refer to you as still the leader of the party from the Northwest, as the vice chairman Northwest, because the party had told us on this program that yes, they heard that you resigned, but they have not accepted your resignation. But we understand that it could be two ways. You resign and your resignation accepted. Well, that's a controversy between you and the party. But let's move on. You've said that the expectations of many Nigerians have crashed about the Tinubu administration. And I'd like to get your view on the paragraphs where you related on the policy decisions of this government. There are those who believe that they had enough time, about 3 months, to prepare since the president was declared winner in that election. And in fact, what we understand was that there was a trip to France, and where we understand that the president said he wanted to rest and focus on getting alliance with foreign investors in the country. Now, those will be asking the questions, where are those preparations? Where are those investment opportunities? And now, the situation of the country is deteriorating. Yes, positive results, but the initial policy of the government is causing a lot of pains on Nigerians. But when you say they should go back to the very first moment when they got into office, what exactly do you mean about this?
What I mean is that there is clearly a plan. I think the process of negotiation to nominate ministers, the process of making some other appointment may have consumed the attention of both the president and many of the people around him. I think now that ministers have been, and that is another story altogether. I mean, like I said, many of us are quite disappointed, and I will explain why in particular myself, I'm disappointed. Because looking at the nominees, the ministerial nominees, there are doctors, there are additional another 5 that are lawyers, and put all together, you can hardly say this is the thinking that goes into nominating. I think it's just politics that has played out. Which is not the Aswaju we know. I mean, the Aswaju we know, which we campaign very confidently about, is somebody who, at every point in time, he knows what he wants to achieve, and he knows how to go about getting the people that he's going to work with. And that is the point I made. I mean, when I said our expectations have crashed. But it's not too late. We believe we are raising it so that he get aware about it and do something to return back to the same Aswaju that we know, which is why in my concluding paragraph I said, I pray that the Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the progressive politician, will be the president of this country for the next 4 years. And I think that is the point I'm making.
So Malam Salihu, when you say that there is clearly a plan, is it a plan that was being campaigned on, the renewed agenda plan, or there is because there was a leaked document that I saw about a strategy of almost an every day-to-day strategy of how the early days of the Tinubu presidency will look like, but it doesn't look like that is playing out. But when you say there's clearly a plan, are you privy to a plan that this government has had? Because those who will ask you that they've not seen any plan.
What I can tell you I'm privy to is the fact that at least I have over the years observed Aswaju both from close range and from a distance. And I certainly know that he is a meticulous person as a leader. And whatever is playing now that is distracting him from the set plan, I think we need to really draw his attention that he needs to get back to that plan. I don't believe that he got in here without a plan. I believe there is a plan, and being part of the leadership, I am privy to some of the discussions around the plan, and sincerely speaking, there is a plan, I believe. What has happened in the last few weeks, about 6 weeks or thereabout, I think is the process of negotiation for appointment that may have distracted the government from the initial plan. And my appeal, and that is why I said, as a loyal member of APC and as a Nigerian, because part of the problem of politics in this country, and we must address that, is a situation where people are permanently on the election mode. We just come out of election. Whether we like it or not as a nation, the next election will be in the next 4 years. And therefore, we must do everything possible to engage our leaders to get it right so that in the next 4 years, life should get better. And I think as a party, I believe our leaders are committed to that. And I believe Asuwaju, as president of this country, is committed to that. It's up to us to really engage him in a way that he appreciates that he doesn't have much options.
Let me quickly add this, and I like a very brief answer to this so that we can move to a long list of other issues. Do you perhaps imagine that there could have been some kind of cabals around the president, some strong hand behind the president that perhaps are distracting him, or perhaps something from the... Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. So, can you perhaps imagine, because you're talking about a Tinubu that you knew, and now what is playing out doesn't look exactly for your understanding and the knowledge that you have of him. Now, do you perhaps imagine, maybe, just maybe, there are some powers behind the power, or behind the seat of power, that are manipulating the process that is not allowing the Bola Tinubu that you know to function optimally, and perhaps there are some fundamental things wrong with piloting the affairs of this country?
Whatever the power that is behind the scene, my belief is that he is ready and he came prepared, he can deal with those powers. What we are doing now, both as party members and as citizens of this country, is to draw his attention to the fact that he needs to really attend to those issues. Because, like I said in the open letter, we must not allow a situation where some of the issues that are happening now become the defining attribute of the Tinubu administration. Because when that happens, it becomes the defining attribute of our party. And like I said, we can as well sign off in terms of our ambition for electoral victory in future elections. And that is why we have to be very active now to ensure that we support the president. When we criticize, we are not criticizing him to pull him down. We are criticizing him so that he gets it right and really sit up and deliver on all the electoral promises we have made to Nigerians.
Now, let me take you quickly to the quality of President Tinubu's appointees and cabinet formations. And you really said this is one area that you are very critical and use very strong words, such as that our expectation from your government has crashed. That is a very strong one. I mean, if you are to analyze or assess, which of these appointments are you disappointed in?
Well, look, I prefer to talk in general terms now, because to be fair to all those who are nominated, they qualify to be ministers, they qualify to be in the position they are. But the point is, at the stage we are as a country, we expected, and I am saying so as a very active party member who was active in the process leading up to even the emergence of President Asuwaju Tinubu. Our expectation was that we wanted not a business as usual approach. We wanted a situation where the business of managing the affairs of the country will depart from the conventional practices, which we believe is part of the problem of politics in this country. And that is why I qualify it in that open letter by saying that it is clear politics eclipse any other factor in terms of the factors that determine all the nominations. I won't say all, most of the nominations that have taken place. And that is the source of why I said our expectations have crashed. But that being the case, I mean, here we are. We draw the attention of the president. I'm absolutely sure, in fact, before the open letter yesterday, I raised issues about the need for him to really give targets to all the ministers, so that from the beginning, we know that there are targets, and when they don't deliver on the target, he doesn't owe anybody any job. Get rid of them and bring people who can deliver on targets. I think once we get him to come back to that level, that playing level, he will begin to correct whatever may have been the lapses with respect to the nominations.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. What do you think about this video? Please kindly leave your opinion down below. I'll see you again in my next one. Bye for now.